ladies and gentlemen, back again with some Callous Invitational 6 play-ins, preparation overview, and replay analysis. This one was against CyberOdin, also known as I Love You Jesus. Christian gamer. Prolific opponent. Storied player. Tough one. So I was speaking with fellow ADV community member Simeon about this upcoming set. I was told that CyberOdin likes Drill Peck Zapdos, Mixed Zapdos, and also likes a lot of Celebi, a lot of Dugweek Davids. Jirachi, Celebi, you know, Blissey around here. Bit of Dugweek stuff, so I bring a Dug team. And recently I'm kind of obsessed with this idea of Sub-CM Jirachi, which ended up being a horrible pick for a couple of reasons. He ended up bringing a Claydol. Very tough to break through Claydol with this set. Gets completely walled by it. And Melodic and Celebi, you know, I don't know what I was thinking. Horrible choice versus someone that loves Drill Peck Zapdos. I mean, Drill Peck Zapdos is like the hard counter to the Milo Celebi core. What the heck were you thinking, Jim? So this one was a lapse in judgment. This was probably my worst team bring of the entire tournament. Purely because I'm hinging on the... You know, Jirachi is a Pokemon that can trick you into thinking your team is good because this Jirachi set just wins off, like, farming Blissey versus opponents that don't know what they're doing on the ladder. So I was winning with this team like crazy on ladder testing. And I was like, this team's insane. And then I'm like, 100% bringing this. And then, you know, people love Claydol right now. This guy loves frickin' Peck Zap. And, yeah. Always, like, zoom out a little bit and think about, like, why you're actually winning. And don't assume, like, oh, I'm winning, therefore the team's good. You gotta look at the actual individual games, like... Sometimes winning isn't even what you want. You want to look at, like, lines playing out the way you think, or certain matchups being good or bad. Stuff like that. Don't look at, like, direct results all the time when you're evaluating the team. That's something I've realized, because this one was a bad bring. We can take a look at the game. It was a rough one. It was a rough game. Not only was it a bad matchup, but I got very outplayed in this game. I go back Zap on the Scarm. Insane double. Insane gaming by Jim. And a simple T-Bolt. He did bring Jirachi as expected. He loves the Dugweek gamers. So, Dug was a good bring, at least in that sense. And gave me a little bit of like a game plan to work with. I roar on the Wish. And then I think this was a good play by me. Get a little bit of progress. Roar on the go back Jirachi. Deny his Wish heals. Jirachi is now chipped. It's in Dug range firmly. So I can make something happen with Dug. I go Claydol on this Tar. Just to check what he clicked. So I was thinking he might punch the Melodic or something coming in. And I get a big Thunder on this Skarmory. So I'm looking good right now despite the bad matchup. I mean, goes for a Roar. I get a big chunk into this Skarm. He does take the opportunity to make spikes. So, I like how I played these early turns, but he's sort of like realizing what I've got, realizing how to play it, and realizing that... Okay, Claydol was this Jirachi probably. He doesn't know if I have Ice Punch or not at this point, but he'll figure it out eventually once I do Click Psychic later. And then here we go with Zapdos. I don't roar that time, because I could heal up his Skarmory or something. I'm just going for T-Bolts over and over. And yeah, pretty passive matchup. People are saying in the chat, by the way, that like, well, Jim is bringing like a Milo Doll. What the heck's this? Isn't Jim like an aggro player? Listen, folks. I think if you play competitive Pokemon, you got to be able to play every style of team. You got to be unpredictable. All right. So I thought that that's another advantage of bringing a team like this is that I'm known for bringing aggro spikes teams. Like I just brought mixed offense. You know. I don't think people are going to necessarily prepare for something like this. Logic wasn't great with that because the team was flawed in other respects, but in that sense, I think it is important to be unpredictable. And I don't have any, like, Like, I don't think a team like this is lame at all. There's a lot of slander for, like, Claydol-based defensive teams. Listen, man. I've played Gen 8 OU, Gen 7 OU. The defensive mechanics in later gens are so annoying, so broken. Defense in Gen 3 is at a fine power level. It's based around moves like Rest, like Wish, Recover. You know, there's no, like, Unaware. There's no Magic Guard. There's no Regenerator. Offensive Pokemon have plenty of tools to break through defense in this gen. So, I don't think the defensive teams are lame at all in Gen 3. Not in the slightest. I think that, in general, Gen 3 is balanced. Everything's at a great power level, so... If you're playing a defensive team, it's not like you make easy clicks over and over and just win off easy defensive switches. You gotta have a brain as well. It's not like... It's like... And... I suppose these types of Claydol mirror matches that go for ages can be rough to pilot and take a long time, but then there's nuance going on here too. Like, this is not... Gen 3 is never lame, okay, folks? I'll say the only thing that's lame in Gen 3 is like uninteractive stuff or RNG stuff. Not defensive stuff. Okay, if you have a strat like Ninjask with Sand Attack or Swagger, that's lame because, like, you're just banking on an RNG effect happening and that's going to win you the game instantly if it occurs. You batten past a Poliwrath with Hypnosis. Okay, if the Hypnosis hits you in, good for you. Like, that's lame. Or, like, Dynamic Punch Jirachi is for big lamos, big babies, because... I don't know, it's like coverage cheating, plus it's like 50% accuracy. It can just completely cheese games that you have no business winning. Like, that kind of RNG stuff, that's lame. Defensive teams are not lame. Okay, bit of an aside there. Let's go back to the match. I T-bolt the Jirachi. Insane play. Incredible. I take this opportunity to get Claydol in. By the way, I'm dodging a lot of Fire Punch burns. I believe I go for the spin here. I kept guessing run between spin and EQ versus this Jirachi. I do go for the EQ there. I don't double to zap or anything like that. Get Jirachi in. And now he knows I have Thunder, so... I double to Claydol. I thought he would actually go to his own Claydol, but... He goes to Jirachi. I just wanted an avenue to get Claydol in, and I wasn't sure what he'd do. I thought he might, like, fish for a burn again. So I go for EQ. I'm really failing to click the right buttons in this particular game. And look how much Skarmory has chip healed after previously taking that huge Thunder. It's now, like, all the way back to 72 health, you know, so tough. But right here, I go Jirachi. Thought he might protect, so I get it in there. But I also didn't think he would body slam. He's been spamming Fire Punch, so... There you go. I did risk a burn, but take my chance to get Doug in while I can. I thought that's fine. Hard to use Doug in this matchup. He smacks Claydol with the HP, either HP Grass or Ice. Probably Grass, based on the fact he has Peck. I get the spin. And he T-bolted. Kind of a crazy play. Actually... Like, that's such a game of play that I don't even know what the heck he was going for there. Maybe he was trying to hit my Zapdos coming in on a HP Grass. I was considering exploding there as well, so... That would have... If I exploded there, I could have maybe won this game. Unfortunate. And then, yeah, I checked for Peck here. I remembered people saying he runs Peck Zap. So... But it's not looking good for Jim. I mean, just because the Skarm is so healthy, and this Zap just threatens me so hard. And my Claydol's too low. I go for a bit of a Hail Mary there. I try to Toxic the incoming Claydol or Tyranitar or something. I didn't think he would stay and let me Thunderbolt, but I was wrong, and he Toxic'd my Zap. Horrible for me. Like, it was already looking not great with his zap matching up so well, but now my guy is completely... He's forced to rest. And, okay, it turned out this Cladle did not have Explosion. As I found out in the post-game chat from Jonks, revealed that it was Refresh Cladle. Which makes sense on this kind of slow-paced team, but I was playing around Booms so hard in this game. And it just never came. And it was because he didn't have it. I was like, this guy never clicks Boom, he's insane. Nah, he just didn't actually have it. But, you know, going Celebi's fine here. If he booms, he's losing his Jirachi check as well. So I'm like, I can kind of... But I was always also like, oh, I just reset, sorry. Go to turn 33. I also don't want him to boom on Zapdos, because I felt like I kind of need Zapdos. Maybe a bit of a misplay. I could have eaten a turn of sleep there. Looped it. And then Zapdos comes in. This play lost me the game firmly. I go to Cladle trying to come in on a Thunderbolt, and he pecks, which covers a go Celebi, it covers go whatever, what the hell ever. And now I'm forced to sack Dugtrio. And this is really tough for Jim at this point. I'm getting Jirachi in, which may force this out, but kind of achieves nothing also. I go Cladle. I didn't think that... I thought that he would go straight to his Cladle, so I'm trying to like get my Cladle in, chip heal up a bit in the face of his Cladle. Go back Jirachi on the peck. Okay. And now I sub on the T-Wave. I at least get something. He probably didn't expect me to be sub. I assume he thought I was like Wish or something, but... Yeah, I just suck against Cladle. I've now revealed that I can't touch Cladle. And he clicked Psychic here, and I was like, does he not have Earthquake? What the heck? So I went for a Calm Mind. Turned out probably just a misclick by him. I think he just misclicked Psychic there. That was a bit confusing to me, but... yeah. I thought that he might not have had it. Because sometimes they go like no Earthquake, they go Ice Beam or something random. And this guy's been known to run wacky stuff, so I was like, could it be an EQ-less Cladle? Turns out, no. So I could have got a bit more chip versus Cladle there if I clicked Psychic instead of Carmine, but yeah, I don't know. Right here, I actually go for the Toxic on Zap. I choose to lose my Zap to try and maybe get through this thing in a Hail Mary scenario. But he pecks again, which by the way was crazy. He knows I'm trying to like switch around, Toxic stall him. He knows exactly what I'm trying to do, and he is owning me. He's insane at using the mix Zap. He's like clicking all the right buttons. He's going nuts with it. And it's pretty over for Jim at this point. I'm just sort of delaying the inevitable by... I was like, maybe a Melodic can win if I surf the incoming Zap or something, but... Nah. As you can see, I'm just going to skip ahead. He sort of gradually just whittles me down there. So, very dominant game one. I'm now a game down. I'm on the back foot. What the heck do I do now? This was my other team, which I've named the Funny Four. We've got Skarm, Bliss, Gengar, Pert, but no Tyranitar. I've got an Aerodactyl, which I've been a fan of recently. A different Charizard. Modest Charizard with HP Grass, Overheat, Flamethrower. No coverage option for Salamence. Just trying to be more like a Moltres. Threaten Waters more with Spikes down with the modest special attack to try and chunk Waters. And beat up to hit Bliss. Skarm lead is not something I use often. Not something I think is very good, but I just wanted to... not only do I not have a great lead, besides maybe Blissey, which I also don't think is great, but I don't bring Scam lead often, so I could match up nicely against like enemy Tar or something. So that's cool. I mean, this is just a simple spike squad that I was hoping would get good value from the arrow. I'm pretty hot on Sing Bliss at the moment. I think it's a good way to make Bliss better on more aggressively paced teams, because these teams, these aggro spikes teams, have issues with like Starmie and offensive special attackers like that. And Jolt is not feeling great in current meta. So I like a Sing Bliss. It gives Bliss a lot more momentum. It's a bit like Hypnosis Milo. Similar logic. If you watch my previous video about Milo Celebi Mag, a Hypnosis Milo on an offensive team gives you a lot of momentum once the Hypnosis hits. So Sing Blissy, same idea. Common switch-ins to Bliss, like, you know, bulky 4 attacks BKC Tar, a Metagross, even a Skarmory, even a Swampert trying to come in against a T-Wave. Those kind of things. If you just sleep him, insane for you. So I love a Sing Bliss on an offensive team. Fits with the pace of it. And yeah, Charizard matches up nicely against Celebi. It has the option versus Blissey. So let's go into the Game 2 replay. I'm feeling the nerves in these games, by the way. I'm not feeling my best, but I'm trying. We go Bliss on the Fire Blast. I go for a Sing. I miss. I get Zard in on the Metagross. We dodge a Mash. I mean, that's not irrelevant. It's some nice health save. And I get the Flamethrower crit against Salamence, which actually puts him into range of Overheat. I think we're the same speed, because same speed tier. And he's probably also... Rock Slide on Salamence, if I had to guess, because he's staying in here. But from his perspective, my set is disguised. He doesn't know my speed because Leftovers isn't happening and Sand isn't happening. So, really dangerous for him to stay in and go for this. Makes me think he might even be like max speed nature with Rock Slide or something. Because Charizard can have Dragon Claw, which kills from this range. Charizard can have HP Ice, is becoming a lot more common. And they're often timid. And I don't think that this role reveals my set, so... reveals my nature. So kind of a dangerous stay for him, but I just go for the Overheat, end up winning the speed tie. Not sure if he did have Rock Slide, he might have, but yeah, I'm not sure. Overheat does kill after that Flamethrower quote. It was kind of lucky for me to get that. But like I said, dangerous stay for him too. I do have Bliss worst case, and I go for another Sing, so not the end of the world either. And Overheat also covers a random switch out if he's going to try and come in against Dragon Claw or HP Ice. So I like Overheat there for that reason too. And incredibly good double to Mag there. Very good. Like, Skarm obviously already revealed it's on turn 1, so really nicely done. I could have maybe, like, the reason I went Skarm, he's got a mixed Mets, Metagross, and Snorlax. So I thought this was mixed offense. I didn't think that this was Mag offense, because usually on a Mag offense, the Salamence is a physical set. It's usually a Dragon Dance set, or Choice Band maybe, but yeah, the fact that I thought that he might Focus Punch me coming in. I did not expect a Mag on the team, so well played by him, because like he knows probably that he's disguising Mag with this. Sometimes like illogical quotations team structures can be good for this reason, because you disguise things. That did trick me. Like, it tricked me into thinking he doesn't have Mag. So if you're Odin from this perspective, you go, okay, I'm not representing Mag necessarily. Sometimes it's way more obvious that you have Mag. Like, you have a Gyarados, which mandates Mag almost. Like, Gyarados really, most of the time, is going to run Mag. But This is a... Not only is it a Salamence, it's a mixed Salamence, which suggests no mag. So, also not even a bad mon on a physical offense with mag, because it threatens to swamp it and like a lot of stuff that physical offense wants to deal with, like Skarmory. So I don't even mind it. It's like it's a good backup plan. I go for the overheat here. Slightly less accurate, but I want to cover in case Snorlax comes in. That was what I was covering. I go Gengar here on the body slam. And unfortunately I miss a Will-O-Wisp. I can't really complain because I got that lucky crit against Salamence earlier, so I can't really complain about this. And I'm happy to just wisp it again. I could have exploded as well, but I'm worried that he could not only go to an explosion sack, which is right here, it's Metagross, but also I'm worried that he could chip heal back up because I'm not running Tyranitar. So I want to just go for the Wisp, even though there's a chance to miss. I want to cripple this thing. I go for an Earthquake. I do get a lucky crit, but I don't know how much this mattered really, because I mean, this Snorlax is very crippled. I thought he would actually go for self-destruct here, but I guess he was playing around Protect by doing this, so makes sense as well. And he comes in on Swampert and doesn't get leftovers, so he revealed that he is Select Swampert. So I just decide to not F around and try to trade with this. I've got the arrow in the back, which outspeeds it after the Select Berry. Right here, I could have gone for a Hydro Pump, because he puts me into torrent range, but he could have also subbed, so I just want to cover that, and also don't want to click something inaccurate. And right here I can safely protect, and this is kind of why I really don't like Pump on Endeavor Swampert. I think it's not necessary at all. Not only is it horrible PP, but the mischance can really screw you over. And Surf is often enough damage, I find. So it is unfortunate he missed, but it ended up not really mattering because this Tar comes in and just HP grasses me. This is a play that a lot of people disagreed with, and probably in hindsight is bad. I saw HP Grass, and I was like, maybe it's mixed Tyranitar. Everyone else seemed to instantly assume it was Dragon Dance Tar with HP Grass. Somehow that didn't enter my brain at the time. And I just went to Blissey. Because, like, this is a mixed Mance on an otherwise physically offensive squad. But he does really need a Dragon Dance. So looking at it, like, it's pretty obvious that this is probably a Dragon Dance Tar. So, pretty stupid by me. But I was also, like, I was thinking, if I go straight to Aerodactyl, which is what I had here, I was worried about an Agility Rock Slide Metagross somehow. And I was like, maybe if I chip this into range of HP Grass, Charizard can just win by HP Grassing this and then Flamethrowing the Metagross, not even giving it the chance to Agility. Turned out that I had to go for that chance anyway. I had to hope he wasn't Rock Slide. So, kind of a misplay, and then this just gave him an opportunity to win by giving his Mash a chance to attack raise, because I had to... He also could have danced twice, which would have covered it, but... he would have had to hit a flinch. Because my Blissey would have lived a +2 Dragoness Rock Slide. Yep, so he goes Aero. He goes Meta, sorry. IQ. Agility. And then right here, I have to go trade to Charizard, because otherwise it's a tie. If he mashes Aero, he can just explode against Charizard. It's a tie, and we have to play another game. It basically counts as like a null game. So I have to risk this. And the odds are in my favor to win. I don't want to take a tie. No way. Doesn't get the mash raise, but yeah, I didn't play that great, to be honest. I shouldn't realize this was a Dragonette's Tar. Kind of stupid by me. Pretty damn stupid. But oh well, that's okay. I overthought the whole agile rock slide thing and kind of got in my own head with that. Anyway, game 3. This is what I brought to game 3, which actually, I didn't get to reveal it, but this was a weather clear team. I have Sunny Day on the Dug and Sunny Day on the Skarmory, and it's kind of a stall team. It's got Dug to eliminate Tar, try to weather clear, and then you kind of just go crazy with your guys that, like, you can really safely spin and rest Aroma. You got 3 rest setters plus Aroma. It's a very slow-paced defensive team, but you've got like Pressure Zap and Suicune, which can just sit forever with Sand gone, with Spikes gone. Yeah, pretty lame team actually, but in this matchup, it didn't end up going down to that pressure stall stuff. He was brought a very aggressive squad, a mixed offense squad. So right here, I T-Bolt turn 1 because I'm down to lose this Zapdos if I can get Dug straight in and eliminate it, and then weather clear. That's what I usually do with this team. Turns out, he is a special Tar with Ice Beam. So I just stay in T-Bolt again. Get some pretty nice chip against this Snorlax, and now that I see a Snorlax, obviously I don't want to weather clear until this thing's dead, because the sand really destroys Snorlax. I just go Skarm, and then because he's Snorlax, I want to check for Mag. He did just bring Snorlax plus Mag on something that looked like non-Mag, so I was like, let me check. Let me go Claydol. He's not going to Body Slam again. Worst case, he punches. Like Focus Punch. You know, going Claydol is pretty safe here. He's not going to Shadow Ball. It's unlikely. So I go Claydol. He ends up going Breloom. And I'm like, okay, at this point, this is definitely mixed offense. There's definitely no Spiker. So I'm down to just tank the sleep on this Claydol, I think. I think I'm perfectly happy to do that. And then this is pretty threatening right now. I stay once versus the punch. Did I run? I actually ran bold Claydol on this team because we're a bit Tar weak. We want a more, I think I want a sturdier check to Tyranitar and Aerodactyls. Suicune can get a bit effed by RNG. So with Dug plus this bold Claydol plus Skarmory, I feel pretty solid versus like rock threats. So that's why I'm doing that. And yeah, the Focus Punch doesn't end up doing a lot to me. Only does 29 and I chip heal back. And now I go to Skarm on a HP Ghost. Which I thought he might just switch out. And I considered the possibility of HP Ghost as well. Because it's kind of dangerous for him to punch again, seeing how little it did. And then I have a really good chance to wake up as well. So punch, he's probably not clicking. Right? It's like really bad to click punch there. So I feel like going Skarmory is just kind of good. Because he's probably not clicking punch. If he has HP Ghost, he's going to click it. Probably. Or he's going to switch to like something else. I don't know. So I just go Skarm, try to see what he does. Ends up letting me get a Spike. He can't stay and get pecked. And I just go Suicune, which is an insane answer to this mixed Tyranitar. Absolutely stonewalls it. And I'm getting insane spikes and sand chip on this Snorlax. Get a bit of a lucky crit there, but let's be honest, Snorlax not long for this world. This probably doesn't have rest. Yeah, has self-destruct, chunks the Skarmory. Fair enough. And right here I clicked Raw. I don't really want to mess around because like if this Suicune, I do have a Blissey in the back and I've got a Zapdos in the back. So I want to just see what this Suicune does first and then go to either Zapdos or Blissey based on that. Because this could be a speedy Suicune, it could be a defensive Suicune, it could be sub-Calm Mind, it could be a lot of things. I just click Raw. There's no real reason to save this 30% Skarm. I would rather do this, and he clicked Pump. Tells me he's probably offensive Suicune without rest. So Blissey completely destroys this. He can't actually hit it with anything. He can't beat it 1v1 with rest or sub. Toss is doing heaps. So yeah. Blissey comes in and I just toss anything coming in with a spike down too. This is a really good position for me. Down goes the Suicune. He gets Tar in, suggesting Brick Break. So I just go to my Suicune again. Very simple. And I'm thinking he might have a Zap or something here. Turns out to be a Jirachi. I get Chip, which actually, this was pretty crucial Chip to put him into Doug range, no matter what his set is. I can't recall the... I think I calced it and he was like lined up with potentially a sub-CM set. He had some HP based on this calc here. So I was like... I do end up going straight to Doug, which is a bit dangerous, but... Like, okay, I haven't used Doug at all this game. He doesn't necessarily know. I could be Mag Last, I could be something else. And what is he clicking here? He could click Sub, but clicking Sub is a bit dangerous. He thinks I might have Raw. He doesn't know I don't have Raw. And also, like, T-Bolt is kind of inviting here. And so is Calm Mind. Because Calm Mind is less committal than Sub. You don't lose the health if he roars out. If I roar out. So, based on that, I'm like, I'm just going straight to Doug. He ends up Calm Minding. I think if he was HP Grass as well, it wouldn't one-hit Doug. Doug can live in HP Grass from a bulky Jirachi, not fully special attack invested. I go Zapdos here just to check what he is. Because I don't want to randomly get HP Grassed on Suicune and lose one of my most important mons. Zapdos, I don't need it. I don't need Zapdos here. If it's a special Mence, I wall the Zapdos. I wall it. So I just go to Zapdos. And I'm pretty sure I clicked Raw here just in case he like misses Rock Slide or something. But he doesn't miss it. And then I get Suicune in. I am running an Ice Beam Suicune, which most people disagree with on this kind of Suicune set. I just think I need the option versus Mence. And yeah, it turned out to be like game winning here, that choice. I mean, Rawcoon is also really good set. Beats CM as 1v1, but... On this team, I think I've already got Raw Zap, Raw Scarm. I don't need Raw as a phasing option. So, I like the Ice Beam here just to cover the Mence matchup. And he does check for it. He goes to Tar. Right here. Just to check if I got Ice Beam. And he's right. Just trying to figure out if you can maybe win. Which is possible with DD Mence. I just go Bliss on an HP Grass. I don't want to let Suicune get chipped ever. I don't even want to take an HP Grass and surf this. I just want to keep my Suicune as healthy as possible. Prevent any shenanigans from like Mence Rock Slide flinching me or something. Increasing his chances to win. Bliss is perfectly good here. Can come in. And then I've got Counter. So he's definitely clicking Brick Break there. So I just go for the counter. Nice, clean way to get rid of that Tar without it letting it get rid of Suicune. Or do any chip to Suicune. He reveals last move Mark Punch, which does give him the out of Effect Spore or a crit Mark Punch on Doug. But even if this Doug dies to Mark Punch or gets like slept or parried or something from Effect Spore, the best he can do versus Suicune is Mark Punch. So he would have to get Effect Spore again. I would Ice Beam kill him. And then his Mence would have to do some garbage. Plus I have Claydol with Explosion that can wake up. So in the worst case scenario, I can go for a tie. I guess. And here we go. Mence ends up just dropping to Ice Beam. Which is fortunate for Jim. Mences these days can probably live that more often. Like they run special defense investment. Yeah. So pretty fortunate there, but pretty good chance he dies after the sand, and then pretty low chance that he flinches through me. So, victory for Jim. That was a great matchup. The Suicune completely stonewalled his Tar. The Breloom couldn't do anything after I go Scarm on the HP Ghost. And I kind of just had a response to everything. The only thing that could have maybe broken through was this Sriracha, but I dealt with it instantly. I think overall this was like my most well-played game in the whole tournament. Both because in terms of team choice and like decision making. I think in the last 2 games of this set, I did end up getting there in game 2, despite a pretty suboptimal line at the end where I overthought the thing was the Metagross, but this one I didn't really make any mistakes. I kind of went crazy. And unfortunate team choice, really hard countered by this. I brought like another Claydol Doug squad. I just thought it was that good against him. This was what I was planning to bring from the beginning, so GG's to I Love You Jesus, also known as CyberOdin. Really good player. Like that mag double in game 2 was crazy. Game 1 was just overall really well played. So I was sweating a little bit, but in this game I felt really calm, confident, and my team choice just felt perfect. Kind of got a god matchup here. Thank you for watching. And stay tuned for the next one. I'll see you later, folks.